Hello and welcome back. We are now getting ready to install your laminate film into your machine. Before we do that, you'll remember the Allen wrench that we use to put the handle on and to take the handle off. One of the things that we recommend is that you put it on the back of the system or tape it to the back of the unit so that you always know where it is, or you can put it in your desk or wherever you feel that it's safe. Also, you'll notice that when you set the system up near the cutter blade, which is the orange piece here, you have a little piece of tape. What you'll want to do is cut that, and that's what I'm doing now. This will allow your cutting blade to move freely when you're trimming your materials after you did the lamination. This is a box of laminate. This is how it comes. There's 2 rolls in here, and it's pretty heavy. Each one of these boxes weigh about 20 pounds. So what we recommend is when you open it, do the same thing that you did with the machine. Trim the outside, and then simply take and flip the box over and let the materials fall out. This is easier on your hands if you have nice nails or issues with your hands, with arthritis or anything like that. It's the easiest way to get them out. You'll notice when you take the film out, your end caps are color-coded. They're color-coded red and green, and the rolls are marked top and bottom. So what you're able to do is lift the lid off of the machine, the top lid. That's where your roll will go. And then you'll also pull out your feed tray. You'll notice how easy it is to work with the machine because it's on our stand that we created for it. Which makes it very easy to gain access to the front and the back of the machine. So this is the back of the machine, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to spin it around and load my material. In looking at my material, I'll take my red end cap, my green end cap, match them up, and they kind of swivel. So if they're not lined up immediately when you go to load the machine, don't panic, just put the first slot in there, and then, whoops, watch out for that, of course. Put the first slot in there and hold on to it because you don't want to drop it because you'll get the net end result I just had. If it doesn't fit, don't force it. If it goes in angular, you don't want it like that. You will have to want to correct it. So now we have the first roll loaded. Next item we're going to do is the back roll. The back roll, or bottom roll, excuse me, loads in the bottom of the machine. And it's the same thing in that you line up the green and the red. One of the things that I overlooked in putting these in is I put them in backwards. This roll is the bottom roll, and it's stated right on the side. There's a little white label here, so they changed the label on me. That's why I put it in the wrong slot. So you'll want to make sure, this is one way that, the only way really, well, one of the ways you can break this machine is by loading the materials incorrectly in the wrong spot. A good thing to know is if you're loading materials and the adhesive is ever touching these bars, these are called idler bars, and you notice how I'm spinning them. They spin because that's what the laminate rides over. If you put an adhesive film that sticks to that, they're not going to spin. So there was one time where they put the labels on them wrong, and we had a bunch of issues with people using them. If you know that the sticky is not supposed to go on your idler bars, you'll never have an issue. So that's how you load your material. Once your material is loaded, we're going to thread the machine. That's how it looks in the back, and this is how it should look in the front. What we're going to do now is feed the film through the machine. In doing that, we create what's called a web. We pull the top roll piece off. And it should come right out nicely. And we pull it down and we let it hang over the front bars. When it's hanging there, as you can see here, we then have a bottom piece where they actually put a little feed roll on it. And you'll always know that you have the bottom piece right. There's no sticky on this. This is designed so that you can stick it perfectly from edge to edge. And if it doesn't line up, you hear that little sound of me peeling it off, making sure that it's lined up. In my web, I don't want too much film. I want just enough where I can marry my edges. and this is what our web should look like. So now what you have is the top and the bottom roll married with your fingers or a feed card. You can take and simply push this right back to the rollers and then crank your handle. And you'll notice as I'm cranking my handle, here comes my film out the back of the machine. So now my laminator is loaded. This is a self-correcting machine, so you'll simply crank the handle through until your film is all straight. Typically, it's about 5 feet. They put extra laminate on the roll for you, so don't think that you're wasting your film and oh my goodness, I'm going through all of this money. They design the rolls to have extra film to load it. Once you have the film loaded and threaded properly, you can take and close the back door. This is what it looks like. Close your back door. Then put your lid on top. It's kind of different reaching. It'd be easier if you're standing in front of the machine. I've got myself like in a challenging position here. And then with the feed tray, again, it goes on as when we originally put it on. So now we're ready to laminate. What we'll be doing next is a demonstration video on how to use the system.